We're gonna be trying the Lark. This is the Kid Lark from Hope and Plum. Tristan, do you wanna be on the front or the back?
I want to be on the back.
On the back. So when you're doing a back carry, I have this hooked into the middle tab to start with. They have these little adjusting pieces so that you could put the chest clip at different heights. I'm gonna just keep it at the middle for now, so I'm one step closer to being done. And then when you're doing the back carry with the Lark, you want to fasten the clips of your straps ahead of time. It's really hard to do it if you put them on and then I'll leave one undone so you can see how tricky it is. Should we show them the hard way?
Yeah.
Okay. So here it is. There's this lightly padded waistband. I'm gonna have it fully extended because he's my big kid. But you can bring the panel in. There's no Velcro or anything. It's so easy to bring in. I love that about the Lark. You could bring it in as narrow as that. We're going to pull it out all the way, fully expanded. The Lark is apron style. Now what that means is that when I put it on my waist, whether it's for the front or the back, it's gonna hang straight down like an apron. It's not gonna be like an ergo, where the waistband comes here and water falls over that waistband. It's just all in one line. So let me fasten this. Another nice feature about the Lark is that the safety elastic is really easy to use. You don't have to put your webbing through, which is what you have to do on an ergo or a Tula or Lily Baby to make it really secure. You just have to bring this little safety loop over that buckle. The one downside I see to that is that this elastic is already showing some buckling, so I imagine it would wear out faster. But for now, it's easier to use the safety elastic. I'm gonna put him at my natural waist and see how that feels. So here I'm making sure the panel is centered on my back, and for demonstration purposes, this strap on the right, I'm leaving unclipped even though the directions are to clip it. I'm just gonna show you what happens if you don't. This strap on the left is clipped. Tristan, can you jump on if I get low?
Yeah.
Which is a great benefit to having a big kid. All right, go ahead and jump on. Piggyback style. Oof. All right, so he's on. I'm gonna nudge him up. Now, on this left side, I can just hook my arm through and pull it up. On the right side, I have to grab the strap, and then I have to find back here. This is why they say to fasten it first, because this is really tricky to reach here and clip that. I can do it, but what I just did is I actually twisted my webbing. So that's another reason not to do it this way. You always want to pull in line with the webbing, and at this angle, it's really hard to do. So, you know, you can do it in a pinch if your kid is, hi. If your kid is up there, and you don't think you could get him up there again, go for it. But it's not ideal. Tristan, how does that feel so far? Pretty good? That's pretty good to me. You can fold these straps over a couple of ways. Hi, Eden. You could tuck them very carefully like that, or you could just flip it halfway in, which is kind of easier. Now here is the chest strap. So I'm gonna put it on the middle one here. And again, I had it fastened on one side already. I find this thing a little finicky, and it can be hard if you're trying to put both in at the same time. Now you can see it's at an angle and you want it to be even. I'm gonna check my webbing. You can see this left strap is a lot tighter than this one. Now we're gonna tighten the right strap like that. And Tristan, could you bump your arm in actually? Could you put your arm in the panel for a minute so we see how that feels? Let's try to get you down there.
I don't like it.
You don't like having arms in?
No.
Well, that actually helped get you down there for a second anyways. I find that with the back carry, you have to tighten it almost all the way. Tristan's a big kid, so he actually might need that little bit of room. How does that feel, Tristan?
Good.
So you can see, I'm trying to make sure he's centered in the panel. If he's centered in the panel, it's just gonna feel better, and then I can get all the straps even. It feels good? Feels good to me.
Yeah.
There's very little pressure on my belly. Like this is actually a little loose even. It's not bearing on my abs. I do feel it here. That's partly because he's like leaning around. See how your knees come out beyond the panel. So he is honestly on the big side for this carrier. If I were carrying him for any length of time, I would probably go like this, like pigback. All right, we're done. So now let's show them how to get down.
I don't want to get down yet.
Oh.
When I'm done with this.
Oh, but you're done with the camera. Well, we'll have to show the dismount another time then. Yeah? Should we go say hi to everyone else? Okay. So this is the Lark Kid from Hope and Plum. And I have a discount code for you if you would like to buy it directly from them. It's not an affiliate link, but it will get you 10% off your order. All right. And for reference, Tristan, how old are you?
Yeah.
He's 4.5. And last we weighed, he's almost 50 pounds. He might be 48 pounds, something like that. Is that how much you weighed at Grandma's house? And he's very tall for his age. I'd say he's in, I think these are 6T pants. They're a little big. What I might do for increased comfort is move this down to the lowest notch because I'm trying to get it to not be on my underarms. There you go. That feels a little better. This little monkey doesn't want to get out. Here's getting out of the Lark Kid. I'm gonna pull the strap off. You can pull it off both. You don't need to. You just have to find a place to put this. That's one thing about this chest clip is that it does not attach permanently. So I just leave it hanging, which is not the most aesthetic thing, but it's better than losing it. So what I'm gonna do is pull one arm down and then pull the other down. This is just my method. Oh, he's just sliding down. That's the thing with a big kid. You could bring him over to your hip. We'll show that with a younger baby. Thanks, Tristan. I'm removing the safety elastic, unbuckling. I'll show you what happens when you have the safety elastic on. If I were to accidentally unclip the buckle, well, it actually won't really even fully unclip. It just goes back in. So it's very effective. With the Ergo safety elastic, I can show you. So it's different. The safety elastic here behind the buckle, it's in front of it. This is what you see normally. What you have to do to make this secure, hook it in. I always want to hear that click to know that you really made the contact with the buckle. So here's this big old loose elastic. If I were to unbuckle this when it were on me, it could still just pull right up, no problem. So the way to secure it with this safety elastic is to pull all of this excess webbing through. Now, once I click it, it's stuck, right? Because the webbing is coming over that elastic right there. So, you know, it could still potentially pull out. I would say that the Hope and Plum method is more secure. Again, my concern is that it will wear the elastic out sooner. So you can see, this has a little bit of buckling, not much, and I've used it a fair bit. This has a decent amount of buckling, and I haven't used it that much. That's my one concern. Like I said, I think it's actually more secure than the other method of safety elastic. It just might not be as long-lived. But we love it. It's, I think, especially for an apron style carrier, which tends to be less pressure on your abs, but not as supportive. They don't have this big waist belt that they're sitting on top of. But I find that the Lark is pretty supportive even though it doesn't have a big old waistband. There you go.